Welcome to the sleepy town of St. Petersburg, Missouri, a place where the Mississippi River flows wide, summer lasts forever, and adventure hides around every corner. This is the world of the adventures of Tom Sawyer, where kids don't just play pretend, they live stories that become legends. At the heart of all this is Tom Sawyer, clever, wild, and always getting into trouble. Tom's the kind of kid who fakes his own death just to see who cries at his funeral. But he's got guts, heart, and imagination to spare. His best friend is Huckleberry Finn, the barefoot rebel every kid in town is told to stay away from. Huck lives in a barrel, has no rules, and does whatever he wants. He's loyal, brave, and always ready to help Tom in a tight spot. Becky Thatcher is the new girl in town, and Tom's crush. She's tough, smart, and not afraid to call Tom out when he's being ridiculous. Joe Harper is another friend and fellow pirate. He's always up for an adventure, even if he doesn't totally understand what that adventure is. Sid Sawyer is Tom's annoying half-brother who's always ready to tattle. Mary is Tom's sweet cousin who believes he can be good if he ever puts his mind to it. Ben Rogers is one of the local boys, most famous for being the one Tom tricks into painting a fence for him. Aunt Polly, Tom's guardian, loves him dearly, but spends most of her time chasing after his latest stunt. Muff Potter is a kind but unlucky man who gets blamed for a crime he didn't commit. The widow Douglas is a wealthy, kind woman who later takes Huck into her home. Judge Thatcher is Becky's father and one of the most important men in town. Dr. Robinson is a local doctor who ends up in the middle of a deadly midnight deal gone wrong. Injun Joe is the story's villain, a dangerous, vengeful man who doesn't forgive and doesn't forget. When he's on the run, everyone in town is on edge. Tom's story starts like any other summer day, sneaking treats, skipping school, and getting into fights. But then comes Saturday, and Tom's punishment for his week of antics? Whitewashing a long fence. But instead of suffering, Tom sells the job to other kids, making it look like it's the most exciting way you could ever spend a Saturday afternoon. And the kids even pay him for the privilege to paint it. It's one of the greatest tricks in all of literature. After church mischief and falling hard for the new girl in town, Becky Thatcher, Tom's real adventure begins late one night in the graveyard. He and Huck sneak out there to try a spooky cure for warts, but instead, they witness a murder. Injun Joe kills Dr. Robinson and frames poor Muff Potter, all of whom were there grave robbing for the doctor. Tom and Huck swear a blood oath never to tell what they saw. But Tom's conscience starts eating away at him. Trying to escape the pressure, Tom, Huck, and Joe Harper run away to live as pirates on nearby Jackson's Island, their fortress of solitude. While the whole town thinks they're dead, the boys are just fishing, swimming, and goofing off. Then, in the most legendary prank ever, they crash their own funeral. Later, Tom does the right thing. He tells the truth about what he saw in the graveyard to save Muff Potter, even though it means putting himself in danger. Injun Joe escapes, and things only get more intense from there. On a picnic with his friends, Tom and Becky get lost inside McDougal's cave. It's dark and dangerous, and guess who's hiding there? Injun Joe. But Tom stays calm, finds a way out, and becomes a hero. Soon after, Tom and Huck return to the cave and discover Injun Joe's hidden treasure. Joe meets his end, the boys get rich, and everything changes. Huck is taken in by the widow Douglas, who tries to turn him into a respectable young man. Tom, he's already dreaming up the next great adventure. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer is about growing up, doing what's right, and how childhood is full of both magic and chaos. It's about courage, real courage, not just playing pirate, but standing up for what's right, even when you're scared. It's also about friendship, imagination, and the wild space between being a kid and growing up. Mark Twain wrote Tom Sawyer to remind adults what it feels like to be a kid. But for kids, it's a window into a world where adventure feels real, choices matter, and even a troublemaker like Tom, or an outcast like Huck, can be a hero. Tom is reckless, messy, and full of ideas, but he's also loyal, brave, and unforgettable. And that's what makes him one of literature's greatest young heroes. Want to check out the book? Get it free at the links below or at your local library. And for brand new, exciting adventures starring Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn, check out The Science Adventures of Tom and Huck, a new film and book series from Super Science Showcase.
You bet you are, Huck.
Tom! See you, Tom, you crook!
Trust me, Huck.
I never seen no Tom Sawyer without a plan, sir.
Ain't nobody coming for you!
Side by side, it will always be Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn.